have heard activists say that we have to allow children to medically transition to prevent them from killing themselves. I hear this a lot. It's one of the most powerful arguments that trans activists make, and it's very compelling. No parent wants to be responsible for the death of their child, especially by suicide. This is such an incredibly profound case of emotional blackmail. And I just want to point something out to people, that if you have a child who is so emotionally distressed that they're threatening suicide, that child needs to belong in a behavior unit. That child needs intensive mental health services. That child is not emotionally capable of making big decisions about their life. And that child is not in a position to make long-term decisions about their health and well-being. Children and adults both, when they're suicidal, they lose the legal ability to consent. Because the courts realize when someone's suicidal, it means their mind isn't functioning correctly. It means they need help. Now, there are lots of cases where a child might threaten suicide. A child who's addicted to heroin, for example, might insist that if they don't get a fix, they're going to kill themselves. Now, if a parent went out and bought that child heroin, they'd be in big trouble. But here we have children who are saying they're going to kill themselves if they don't get harmful drugs. And the parents and the doctors acquiesce. They say we have to give them these drugs or else they're going to kill themselves. These children do not need to be given drugs. They need to be given mental health services. They need to be gotten to a point where they don't hate their bodies so much that they want to kill themselves if they're not allowed to change their external presentation. It reminds me a little bit of anorexics. If an anorexic threatened to kill herself if doctors didn't give her liposuction, the doctors wouldn't give her liposuction, her parents wouldn't give her liposuction, and teachers wouldn't encourage her to pursue liposuction. No. We would get that child help quickly because we'd know that there was a problem, that that child felt so uncomfortable in her body that she wanted to kill herself if she couldn't change it. And that's what gender identity disorder, gender dysphoria, a trans identity is all about. It's about being so uncomfortable in your body that you want to change it. So we have children who are experiencing this extreme distress with their body and who are threatening suicide. And we're saying, yes, we should give them drugs. We should give them what they want. We should give them what they ask for. This is so irresponsible on so many levels. It's medical malpractice, and it's horrifying that trans activists are telling parents that it's better to have a transgender child than a dead child. They're telling parents that their children are going to kill themselves if they're not allowed to transition. So basically they're admitting that these children have serious mental health issues. And yet instead of putting them in a behavior unit, which is where any other suicidal child would go, we're giving them drugs that are going to damage their bodies for the rest of their lives.